Hello, you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. Today I'm joined by Max, part of a breadcrumb. Although, if you noticed, Max, on Zoom link I sent you, I've changed your name. You know what's up?
Yeah, Benny from Crossroads.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Benny from Crossroads is Max.
Yeah.
That's you, mate. Benny from Crossroads.
Why? What made you think that?
I don't know.
What made you think that things?
Well, Max, you're not sharpest tool in box, are you? Hey.
No, I know.
Right. I'm going to do a competition at end, Max, so remind me, and we'll get loads of these. And I'm going to give some of these away. We'll give 5 of these away.
Okay.
There's 5 correct answers, and we'll send these teddies. And what you've got to do, you've got to email me a photo of yourself with Teddy if you win it. So I'm just feeling Christmassy, Matt, because we've got this video to do today, and then I've got 3 members videos to do for end of month, and that's it. I think they've had the 30, haven't they? So and just helmet at year, weapon at week's done this week. I've just done that. I've done a 1 weekend, one with Richard, doing this for you today. 3 more and I am done. I'm off to Mix Wednesday in Essex with my ensuite marble bathroom.
Well,
and then I'm off to see my pal in Tunbridge Wells day after.
hang on, you Christmassy. You fucking hate Christmas. Don't give me that.
I've had 10 in jail, and I once got locked up Boxing Day afternoon for 24 hours. So they didn't really keep me, did they? Long on that, but 10 full Christmases, and you know where you're going down for your breakfast, and everybody's going, oh look, we got a sausage, and it's like that big, a triple R, and I'm like, oh, there's not on plate. Do you know what I mean? Grumpy old fucks on Christmas Day. They give you tea packs and they have survey there with Santa hats on. The fuck out my face with your Santa hat. I just want to go back to my pad and have a spliff. Put radio on. Now, you run out most of it, I think if you're doing anything up to 5 years, you're devastated if you're in jail at prison, but I tend to find anybody doing massive sentences gets into Christmas spirit, innit? But it's hard. But some of the best times I've had in my life have been at Christmas in jail, because I always used to win quiz. So sports quiz, me and my mate won it 1 year. They didn't pay us, so we smashed Lindholm up, got took to Moreland. It's a true story, that.
Oh, really?
No, we did. Me and my mate from Hyde Park. I'll not say his name on it, but everybody will know who he is. He worked man down in Hyde Park at the time. We were in Lindholm, and the Oders, the Screws, I think the Oders quiz. I think we'd won 30 quid on quiz. The Oders as canteens, as private cash. You know, you like your wages that you get for your jobs in there as private cash. And we were adding it all up, and we were like, oh God, we've got about 75, 80 quid to spend, at canteen. So, and this is like 2nd of January, after Christmas. So when the school said, oh, you'll get that money on that day. We went in canteen, they had the fucking note for us. There was some clerical ever. Well, that was it, wasn't it? We went back.
Yeah.
Went around everybody's cell on wing. We were on Fraggle Rock, and we said, nobody gets the dinner today. I don't know why we did it. Anybody who gets the dinner gets it kicked out their hands. A few went and got the dinner, and we kicked it straight out their hands. I'll never forget, mate. It were curry and rice pudding. We tipped it everywhere. And no happened. The screws just went off the wing. This is a true story, this. Yeah. First couple of days in 1996, because my mate got out in March, around about his birthday time. 96. So
That make you feel up?
yeah, so this is it was 26 years ago, isn't it, nearly? We went to ourselves and we were like, oh God, schools have got off wing and that, and it all went. They sort of diffused it anyway. Then they come and go us, didn't they? Because you have a lockdown, don't you? It was Saturday, I think, afternoon or something. You have a lockdown, don't you? Afternoon in Lindon, and then they come and got us, and they carried us to block, put us in block a week, and then put us on basic regime in Morelands, and we were paddled up together. But he won't bother my mate because he was getting out. He was getting out in March, and I'd obviously shot myself in foot with my parole on for June that year. I ended up from Morelands. I got caught with gear in there. Then I ended up in where did I finish off at? Featherstone, I think. Yeah, they sent me down there, put me in a Renault Scenic. It took me there for it morning for my last 4 to 5 months. But that Morelands, you couldn't get off that basic in there. You got off basic, you got on standard, you might have got on enhanced for a day, then they just put you back, and it was like a merry-go-round for about a year. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, it's a long. So Christmas in jail, it's not good, and so I've just sorted my mate's magazines out and his newspaper every day, and he's a moaner. He won't be watching this, but he has a moan in that what I get him to read. Well, this is how I look at it. If you get a Daily Mail in the morning and Sunday Mail, you've got loads to read, you know. People who are in jail, they don't. Some people get stuck in the way. You can read some newspaper in an hour if you read every page. You can't read Daily Mail in an hour. It's 4 hours, mate. If you read everything, top to bottom, I'm talking everything. You'll get that. You've got a good. It's all about getting through, isn't it? What?
It's a thick supplement, isn't it?
I sent them some porn mags in as well because there's a shop down there, isn't there? But that's all I'll have this Christmas. But stuff to read. We'll be all right. Got years left, right? Right, Maxie. Have you got what you want to say, or what you want to do? Say what? Go on.
Yeah. There's a few things. There's a few things actually. What I was always asking when I was in person is that what did you think of boxing while you were with Dennis? You know, when you come on the ropes and you started like learning stuff with Dennis, what did you make of boxing with him?
What did I make of it?
Yeah.
I'll probably get stick for saying this, but I will anyway. When I met Dennis in beginning of April. I think it was around about that time, 2015. And Dennis's dad was the big respected guy up there. You know, up there. He's had millions through his hands. He gambled it all the way, but he's had millions. He were on like $1 grand a day with scrap metal in late 60s, early 70s, driving around in a Rolls Royce. We were like Bill Maynard, you know, with all parking tickets everywhere at Rolls Royce. This is true, this. Can you imagine this? Living up Burley in Sheffield, you got a Rolls Royce. You know what I mean? So he was a respected man up there. And one of my friends who I'd been in jail with, Aka, his brother Derek, Derek Atkinson. What Derek had done, he'd trained Dennis Hobson Senior's greyhounds, right? Because Hobsons are into greyhounds, aren't they? Might have had odd horse here and there. They like a bit of a gamble. They like a punt, don't they? You know. But his dad was a lovely bloke, and Derek were on £100 a week and a Ford Cortina estate. Then we're talking like as I were born, you know. I'll tell you a funny story. He come out of prison, Derek, and he was still looking after greyhounds, and he got pulled in Sheffield. Right, police. So you're on parole, you've just been released from Armley or something. I went, oh yeah. Who's its car? You know, it doesn't look like it's yours. Nice, no, it's car, like, you know, a state car. He's gone, it's Dennis Hobson's. And he's gone, coppers. Oh, hang on. He's gone back to this Rover, got on CB radio. And then another car pulled up, some high up guy, and he'd come and seen Derek, and he's gone, Well, sorry to bother you, Mr. Atkinson. Have a nice evening. Be on your way. He'd had a drink at Lord, no license, no insurance, no note. So he had some pull back in day, Dennis's old man. But when I went, Derek says, "Oh, why don't you go up to that show?" I think Sheedy were fighting a guy 12 and 12 or something. 12, 12 and 2, something like that. That's when I first met him. I went and watched the show, and then I got invited back to Rutland, or I think, forget now, it's nearly 7 years ago, isn't it? I went back to this hotel, and obviously you could see Dennis likes a drink and that, young Dennis Jr. And I sat with his old man and that, and he come and sat next to me, Dennis Jr. So you all right and that? And I think I said something like, "Yeah, I enjoyed your show tonight. It's your 49th or something like that." And he was like, "Well, do you know that?" I said, "Well, I'm making my business to know." And then we had a good night and that, and I ended up working with him fucking shortly after. So yeah, I thought he was all right. But Clinton Wood says to me, "What you think, you know?" And he was there that night. Anyway, so as I got into this, obviously it was my passion, and then they got to pal about with Dennis. You see it close up. It's I can explain it. It's quite quite an unsavoury sport, really. You know, you sit at home and you can watch your War Gattis and your Froch Pascals, and you can be mesmerised by these fights, you know. And then you see it close up. Kids getting pulled off shows because opponents, you know, got injured or hadn't done enough tickets, and some of the stuff that goes on and that. And after a couple of months, 2 or 3 months, I was like, you know, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this. I weren't, but I just got my head down about it. I enjoyed going to shows and that, and getting pissed up and off my head and all that. But I used to like all that, didn't I? But I didn't like some of the things that went on behind the scenes, and there always seemed to be pullouts on shows and problems and with stuff, and I always just feel for fighters. Do you know what I mean? Because fighters are quite fragile, aren't they? And sometimes I can be a bit abrupt, like I were a bit abrupt with Tommy Frank. How are you doing, Russ? I'm all right. How are you, Tommy? Not bad. I thought you got beat last night, Tommy. You know, I was like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but what am I supposed to do?" Well, yeah, you did him, Tommy, and all that. The guy got flogged. 2 fights on top, they got hometown decisions. Then got flogged 2 fights after and didn't get the decision. You know, so so I think one of them were knocked out, but it's a tough sport, isn't it? But I noticed that the people who hang around it and who are in it, what else are they gonna do with their lives? I'm not going to say names, but trainers and stuff like that are hanging around the sport like bad smells. There's a lot of them. A lot of them. And
too many of them, isn't
there? Yeah, there is. And I think, well, what are you gonna? And then I see that they've done all right hard at job, but they always seem to be moaning. And I think you can get a little bit. But I think after about 2 years, I was bitter towards the sport. After 2 years, I just kept hanging around because Dennis was like one of my best mates, and my family got on with his family and that, and we did a lot of things together. But it made me bitter and resentful, and I just sort of didn't trust anybody. So I heard that much shit on a daily basis, because you know, you've seen what I do for a living, with other stuff and that. Everything I do with passion, and I treat everybody the same. But I'm the first one up in the morning, I'm the last one at night to turn this fucker off at 1 a.m. But I'm up at 6, aren't I? So I'm on good 19 hours a day. Yeah. So I was getting to hear a lot of stuff and see a lot of stuff, and it would always promises or lip service and stuff. And after a while, I'm not going to say who said to him. He said, "See, I told you, didn't I?" I went, "Yeah, you were right." I said, but at first I was like, "Oh, this is great," but when you scratch the surface, and I think there's a lot to be said for sometimes. It's better to keep the poster on the wall, isn't it, than actually meet the reality. And I think it's a broken sport and it's not run correctly. And I've tried to make a lot of noise on my channel about it. And I don't think the authorities are listening. I know they watch my channel. Robert Smith, you fucking Nova cunt. I know you watch my videos. And you know, first chance I get, I'm going to fucking do you. Now, that's how they get you, innit? That's how it gets you fucking. I think I was bitter after 2 years, mate. I said that much shit. I didn't think Dennis was making shit to me. I thought it were the people that were passing him the shit on, saying we're going to do this and do that. And then he said, oh, we're going to do this, going to do that. I go, I don't want to fucking hear it. Let's talk when it's fucking done. Well, you go do something then. So I went, all right then. So I got on my phone one day in office and I thought, Frankie Gavin, I've always been a fan of his. You want to come up to office? He came up to office in Sheffield with a guy called Dean, I forgot his second name, a trainer and another kid. And everything we agreed for an IBO world title fight. I've then got to get in touch, obviously, with IBO guy, Ed Levine. He were all right with it. So it's all set for Birmingham. Everybody's happy. 2 weeks ago, boom, pulled. And I'm like, fucking wow, I was devastated. A few people had a good laugh at it, laugh at me, but you know, you can only try your best, can't you? They weren't laughing when I signed Josh Whale though and went 4-0 with him and won an IBO trinket belt. They weren't fucking laughing then, were they? So I knew eventually I'd get to achieve something, even a small little piece. And Josh fought well that night.
Do you feel, Russ, like some of the efforts you did with Dennis, like they were really wasted, the efforts? You felt like you worked your ass off in certain areas. You just think, fucking hell, why do I do this? You know what I mean? Did you ever feel like that?
No, because you have to earn your stripes, don't you? You can't just knock about. Dennis isn't that type of guy, is he, to have you knocking about with? He's not just going to start handing you free money over. You've got to earn it, haven't you? No, I didn't think. Yeah. I enjoyed knocking about up there. I enjoyed it a lot, immensely. Some of the things that went on. What's going on here? It's like fucking Dingles, isn't it? With a bit more money. Do you know what I mean?
Dingles.
Like Dingles, wasn't it? With a bit more dough, bigger houses and better cars and that. But you know, that's how I thought. I mean, you can take people out of Sheffield, but you can't take Sheffield out of them, can you? You can put them in Derbyshire or wherever their houses are and whatever, but still fucking Sheffield people, aren't they? Still from Wayne Babby, still there, isn't it? So, but no, I had a good time up there. But boxing after 2 years got me bitter because I loved it that much. I were heartbroken. I'd come home at night and I'd be like, I can't believe what I've seen today. And then you're seeing some press releases. And you think, oh, what's going on here? That's just a load of bollocks, what's going out there. And I'm thinking, well, what's going on? What's happening here? This is not right. And it's just how it is, isn't it? And you've just got to get your head down and get on with it. And the people who get their heads down and get on with it, they're like not going anywhere. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they're going around in circles. I don't know. There's other things than life than boxing. But when all's said and done, I used to say this to I'm not going to say which fighter, but I used to say, look, why are you always going on about what money you're getting and this and that? You're doing all right and that. Why did you get involved in boxing? You never spoke about money when you were an amateur. And when they get pro, everything goes out at window and everything changes. And I think it ain't just the managers and the promoters, because they get a raw deal sometimes. A lot of the boxers are at fault because they have the families in their ear, don't they? They have the mates in there. Everybody's an expert, aren't they? It's like I remember at one show, I'm not going to say who said something to me, but I remember hearing something that Dominic England spoke to us, said, oh, they should be doing this, they should be doing that, should be doing that. And this bird said to me, well, why don't fucking Dominic England put some shows on? Because they've got enough money. Because they don't want to put their hand in the pocket, do they? And I used to see Dennis put his hand in his pocket all the time. And I knew what the shows were doing and what they were pulling. And he just kept soldiering on, Dennis. But you're throwing good money after bad, aren't you, all the time with boxing? And you're getting let down by kids constantly. And all your problems, because you're dealing with damaged people, aren't you? I mean, fucking hell. They're not rocket scientists, are they, boxers? So they're quite fragile people, aren't they? There might be tough kids that can have a fight, but they're fragile, aren't they? And you've got to know who you can put your arm with and who you can be a bit tough with. I don't know. It's an art to be a trainer, I think, in boxing. But I just think after 2 years, I didn't trust anybody. People who talk to me, I go, fucking talking shit in my company. And people would be like, fucking hell, what's happened to him? Because before I'd be like nodding dog, taking it all in, having a look, talk shit. shit talkers. It got me like that. How I got through that fucking further 3 year plus after that, I don't know. That's how I like. Stop talking shit. Believe it when I see it. Because that's all it is. It's a load of people chatting a load of shit, having meetings in Costa and fucking restaurants and talking a load of bollocks. That's what it is. Talking 99% bollocks, shit chatters. And I thought, fucking hell. And then after that, obviously what happened with Josh Whale and that, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to side with them. And I decided, fucking, that was it for me. And obviously I've gone from strength to strength since then with what I'm doing up at where I work, and obviously my channel and financially as well, whereas fucking hell, you don't get no out of Dennis with boxing. Although I did earn with Dennis, but and other stuff, but not boxing hardly. No, but stick him over there. So, but I enjoyed it. But this is how I look at it. In life, people get on the Porky Express train, right? And in Dennis's life, people will get on his train, then they'll get off. But there'll still be some people on that train, but they're going around in circles. But I ain't. Yeah. I wish them all the best, but like you say, it's an hard game, and I feel for Dennis. Look what's happened at weekend. He had a full show on, ended up putting 5 fights and pulled all belts off it, and opponents were utter shite. What a shite that they fucking fed him all. Shit. He wouldn't have put that on years ago. And then the 1 week before, he pulled that, didn't he? You know, so where are they going? They're pissing in wind in the middle of a pandemic. So they're up against it on all fronts. But you've got to give him 10 out of 10 for trying, haven't you? But boxing will send you bitter, mate. It'll send you bitter. That's what it'll do. Send you crazy.
So, I mean, are these like shows any better than what Eddie Hearn's putting on?
No, they're not.
You know what I mean?
What he's just put on there is not as good as Parker Shizora, is it? No, you mean for the 50? You mean 50-50s?
Yeah.
No, I don't. No. When you put in 5 fights on with no belts, and you've got 5 kids with good winning records, and then you've got 4 of the 5 opponents all got bad losing records. That's shit, isn't it? That's shit. You know what you do with shit, don't you, when it goes on your shoe? You get rid of it, don't you? Because it leaves stain. You don't want home to find it, do you? Deep freezer.
Yeah.
You get rid of shit, don't you? Because it leaves stains. Well, that's what you do, don't you?
Yeah.
That's so Dennis has just put up there. Load of shit left stains.
When's it the last time Dennis put a decent show on?
When I was there. Oh, what got decent? I don't know if what you call decent. What?
What I mean is worth the value
Liam
of money.
Cameron
You think,
Liam Cameron against Sam Sheedy, Felix Williams and Josh Whale. They were best shows he put on when I was there. And over 5 years, they were best ones. All others were just utter shite. Shit talkers. Gonna do wonders. Gonna do the fuck all. Just talking a load of shit. Talking shit for the sake of shit. So
there we go. There's that one. You know what I mean? Well, what else I meant to make? Oh yeah, talking about obviously, obviously you like your cars. What's your scariest moment in a vehicle, in a car or whatever?
Scariest moment.
Yeah.
You mean, are you on about when I got my teeth knocked out in that police car and they were filling me in after that chase? Yeah, that wasn't scary because I was fucking beeped out my mind. So no, that didn't bother me. But
direction I was heading, yeah.
Peter Fury Jr. In Peter Fury Jr.'s dad's gym in Bolton. There's no morning session, then they have a few hours off. Peter Senior, Peter Fury, he goes and deals with his businesses and stuff like that. So you've got some hours to kill. So I ended up, Bunny says to me, I'll go out with Peter Jr. He wants to take you out. And I went, all right. So I went to this cafe with him. He took me out in this Type R Golf. And I thought, oh, that's a nice car. We got to this cafe, didn't think that on it. Come out of this cafe, right? He took me 140, right, in a 40 zone going into a 30. 140 mile an hour. Yeah, no, that's a lot. That's fast, that, isn't it? It's the quickest I've been in a built-up area like that. I really fucking. You can drive though, but I was like, my heart went in my mouth, and I was like that, mate. Anyway, but he could drive. But as we were going through this area, Warrington or some area like, I think it was Warrington. Peter Senior were obviously going back to Jim. He had a brand new Audi RS8, is it, or something like that, top at range, you know, a saloon, but big, you know, one of the gate job, brand new. And we went flying by him, and I had my face. I went, oh, your dad's there. And I had my face at window. I think his dad's registration, the PPR1 or something like that. Anyway, I seen it and I thought, oh, he's never going to have a tech here and buy his dad, surely. If he gets in behind his dad, we'll go back, we'll be all right, we'll not have a crash or that, because I were obviously feeling me nappy. And he went flying by his dad on the other side of the road. And I was like that. Oh. When I got to Jim, I was like, I'm never going in that car again with him, Peter. And he goes, well, you look like you were all right. I went, all right. Did you see your face? I was like that. As we've gone by him, I'm going, you know, having a laugh like, but really I was feeling me nappy. But he's a lovely kid, Pete Junior. He's a wild like he can party with best of them. He come here one day, not here, sorry, when I lived at Conisbrough. Pulled up outside, I've gone. Oh God, Peter Fury Junior. Well, Junior's gone, come on, I'm kidnapping you. I knew what? I'm kidnapping you. We're going to Bordeaux. We're having a night out. So I've gone, all right. Goes in. So I've got to go out, bit of business on, gets changed, quick wash, goes out, goes to Bordeaux. And he's a nice, generous kid and he likes a good party. And obviously I did at the time. And we had a good night. I'm not going to go into much detail after that, but he can drink with best of them and party with best of them. And he's a lovely kid. Only two problems I've got with him, carrying too much weight. He eats all wrong stuff at wrong times. He's carrying too much weight, a bit like yourself. And he's driving. But other than that, he's a smashing kid. Smashing lad, honestly, he's a really nice kid. The other one is when I was a teenager, my friend had a Toyota Supra, 3 litre job. Yeah. Burgundy it was. And we went from Old Edlington, 5-lane ends, and then you've got Braithwell, and it's 2 mile. And as you hit Braithwell, it goes from 60 to a 30. We hit that. Yeah, it does. That 2 mile. You've been on that road with me, haven't you? And it's a bit bouncy, isn't it? And there's farmers' fields at side and that. Anyway, so it gives it some from 5-lane ends, 60, 70. For us, it's quick. This 80, 90, 100. I thought I was about to stop here at 100. Just kept going, didn't it? 110, 120, 30, 40, 155. 155, someone's hit Braithwell, then he's braking like mad. And he managed to stop it just before it goes into a dip, and then it goes in like an enclave with these terrace houses. Stopped and then turned around and went back the other way. And there were me, my mate Deke, and this kid called Andy driving. And I remember thinking, oh no. And then a week later, he came from Hilltop Hotel, turned left at Hilltop Hotel because he'd been drinking in Conisbrough. And him and a few others went bombing down Sheffield Road. So they're flying down the road like that, driving down, and there's a bloke signalling to turn right to go across, just going into his own estate, and they're bombing down. But they're coming that quick, whoever's turning right, they can't see that they're coming that quick because they're on you in seconds. Or sometimes driving quick, it startles other people because if they don't look twice, doesn't it? So the Supra, Toyota Supra is on them. This guy's turning right, he stopped halfway. And his foot, I could just get by there, and he just not hit the guy, got by him, but his left wheel hit the curb and flipped it up, and all bodies went flying out of the car. They all had heads like
fucking hell.
All had heads like balloons. But the But nobody did or out like that. And I was thinking, God, if I had been skint that night, I'd have been in that car. It's true, that, mate. And I was thinking back to when he took us 155 up there, which were a crazy thing to do. You know, going from a 60, soon as you, and fair enough, you know, it shouldn't go to 30 from there, but you can get some speed up there. But just as you go into Bracewell from on that road, from Old Edlington, you try that at 155. But like them cars, that Super, yeah, were mega fast. But like I said, it shit me right up. I'll never forget, it was a D-Reg, I think, new shape one at the time, 3 litre high, mega quick. Yeah, 155 on that. That's fastest I've been on that road there. I've been, I think my mate Gibbo took me in a 911 on straight mile a bit faster than that, but that's towards Wadham. But that day scared me, shit me up. Sat it back. Oh, Jesus. Going to be on Skid Row for turn this summer. I'm more than a still.
Yeah.
But they're two most times when I thought, ooh, but that could have gone a bit different. So I've been lucky, I guess. Obviously, I wrote cars off on it, but not no bad like. You know, I'm not stupid. I have had my moments on motorways and that, but you know, I'm not. Can't do that on them roads. So Peter Junior and Andrew, I hope your driving's improved since I've seen you both. But anyway, we'll talk some boxing. What do you think to Del Boy?
Yeah. Wow, I'm fucking disappointed because I owe you 20 quid, you bastard.
Told you not to fucking back it, didn't I? And I'll take that 20 off you, Max. Make sure it's crispy.
Yeah, but hold on. Hold on, right? At this point, some of you...
Max, did I tell you Parker would win on points?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
You're saying Derek's going to knock him out. He's a shot fight.
Yeah,
Against Dusek. He was shot against Dusek. Forget Bellew and Caldwell screaming and jumping up and down like banshees. Forget that, mate. Forget it. He never won more than 2 rounds. Dusek. Forget all that. He would have fucking draw or he nicked it by a round. Fucking poppycock. Go on.
What I'm trying to say is with Del Boy, yeah. He's gone back, right? People, your viewers are going to, or the viewers here, they might disagree here, but I'm going to say how it is. David Hay, whatever regime he had Del Boy under, it was sort of working because I felt he was more livelier, like in the Parker fight, in the Usyk fight. He seemed with Parker this time around, start off a bit lethargic, not 100% all out like a rhino, like he normally did. And I felt he wasn't firing all cylinders. He wasn't himself. I don't know if it's his physicalities. He's fading. I mean, he's faded for years. Let's be honest. But he had this sort of. I'll give David Hayes due, and I hate the lad, but he had sort of a slight resurgence about him with, under him. You get what I'm saying? And he didn't start with any intent, any intentions as much as he should have, and he definitely wasn't as good Saturday night he was in the first Parker fight, and he definitely wasn't as good as he was against Usyk. So that's my view. And going on the scorecards, what are they on? Fucking hell. Parker had him all day long, and what are they judging on? What do they see?
It were an even fight after 10 rounds. I mean, come on. Chisora on judges' scorecards were still in fight after 10 rounds. Well, it's bent, isn't it, mate? It's bent. It's not bent. They're just trying to.
Mate, I had him one round. I had Cowboy one round, and it pains me to say that because I really wanted him to go for it. But this is where it has to change. This is what I said before, right? What they should do. That I want them to trial this. I'd love them to trial this. The cameras go on to the scorecards after each round of what the judges are, right? And then the fight is not only fighting it, right? But the fighters can see it, the trainers can see it, right? And they can see which individual judge are doing the scorecards and see what they put. Then you'll see more risks taken by the fighter. You know, you telling me, like, let's say if Parker was behind, for example, would he do, let's say, would he try going for it and tucking him away? Or does that make sense? And then when, let's say, you know, like the judges, fucking out, whoever had it stupidly on Del Boy's side, you know, one of the YouTubers or whoever, Gareth Anal Davis, whoever, he had the balls or whoever, right, can go interview him and say, well, why have you got that score that? And they have to be held accountable. And I think they'd be just better all round.
Max, I'm going to just stop you there, right? You think for 1 minute Gareth A. Davis is going to ask awkward questions to anybody in boxing? The guy's trying to promote.
No, never.
He's trying to work his way.
It was just an example.
He's trying to get a slot on TV as a pundit, isn't he, Gareth A. Davis? Everybody knows in boxing. He's been trying for 2.5 years now. He likes to go in front of the camera. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Oh, okay.
Oh, he's going to bollock his kids. Oh, dear. Won't want to be them.
Yeah, go on, Max. You were saying.
Yeah, so, yeah, okay. It was an example, not Gareth, you know, not Bed Davis, but, you know, someone else or whoever who's there can go up to him and say, all right, you know, Howard Foster, how have you got this to this? Or how have you got this scorecard? Or Steve Gray, Steve Gray, he needs to be investigated because he's crap, he's garbage. Garbage as a referee, garbage as a score.
Max, who were judges, which is horrifying. Michael Alexander, what other two?
When an Italian lad or something. Oh, can't remember now.
So we've got a guy.
You get what I mean, though.
Chizora's Zimbabwe, isn't he? Parker's knows it. And that's the headline for no world title. And Eddie's Christmas Bonanza. Is that what we're left with? Chisora, 12 losses. And Parker, the Stinkinator. People are telling me that boxing's on everybody's lips and it's booming. It's fucking shit feast, mate. Shit feast.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not boomed since Joshua fought Vladimir because he hadn't really pushed himself since that fight. They realised Joshua had a lot of flaws in his game after Vladimir went life and death with him and they thought, God, he's not kicked on since then, Joshua. Pulafs and Povetkins and people like that, load of shit, and big fat man Andy Ruiz ended up doing him. Then a cruiserweight took him to school. So he looks like it's all fell apart, doesn't it, for him? So don't tell me boxing's booming. We've got Fury fighting every 20 months. What's all that about? But in mate, we've got two heavyweights in this country, who were supposed to be best in world, undefeated. And yet these people around them couldn't get them in the fucking ring. See where I'm coming from? So who's to blame? All the fucking lot of them are to blame because I don't think that fight ever happens now. Oh, I don't think it ever happens.
Okay, then. Do you think Dylan White, Tyson Fury will happen?
No, because they're both fucking messes. They'll try and do each other's heads in. No, I don't think it does. I don't think that happens. Well, I hope I'm proved wrong, but I don't think that happens. No. Dylan White's never shown me anything to suggest that he wants to be in a fight where he's not the favourite. No. They're even arguing over splits now. I mean, how long is it since Usyk beat Joshua? How long is it? 2 months?
No, yeah, about that. Well, nearly 3 months now. Yeah, 3 months.
3 months. Well, let's say 3 months. Yeah. Well, what
yeah.
is there any fight, Med? How long is it since Wilder and Fury and Povetkin and White? No, what's happening between all of them? It's fucking stalemate. But boxing's booming. The fuck out of here. We've just had a Kiwi and a Zimbabwe guy with 12 losses headlining in UK, in Manchester, headlining for no world title. That's Eddie Hearn's lot. That's what he's just served up. But boxing's booming. Get the fuck out of here.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if he was with Sky still? That'd been $24.95 pay-per-view.
It's a fucking joke, mate. It's a joke.
No, it's not good enough. Yeah. But yeah, no, so yeah, I mean, did you watch Alan Babbage?
Yeah, he's shit.
Got garbage. He was worse, wasn't he?
Dave Allen runs.
He was usually.
Dave Allen will run over him if he's fit. Wow. And he'll get 2 fights out of that if that happens as well, won't he?
Do you know what? Do you know what? I just hope Dave Allen is on the money, as in he's had a good camp if he does do it. The kid's not short of talent, is he? But you know, it's depending. He's had a good camp.
Brain cells. What sort of man knocks $300,000 back to fight at the bar?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's crap at the minute. And what we're looking forward to now? What new year? What Chris Eubank Jr., Liam Williams,
Callum Johnson, Joe Smith Jr.
Yeah. Then you got Brooke and Khan in February.
That's it. Boxing
hardly to shout.
Hashtag game changed. What game have they changed? What's Steady changed about boxing with his own what? That CompuBox thing that they've got going on, where they put on that Chisora's landed more punches than what he has. Is that his game changer? Or Darren fucking Barker and Chris Lloyd dressed up as elves, like little fucking gimps that they are.
It's interesting, isn't it? God, it is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, not good, bro.
It's just...
What do you think?
Who would you have on the board, like on the punchery? I mean, like, you know, Caldo's because Carl's not on there anymore. He's on Boxer, isn't he? Now, so who would you have on there if you had a choice? If it was up to you,
who would I have on? Who would I have on? Oh, people who I think speak all right on TV. Well, I know people. There aren't many, is there? To choose from, is there? I'd get rid of all them. Once ripping up and starting again, get some new people in. You know, you don't have to be an ex-world champions just to be a pundit. There's people who can give an opinion from media, but I don't want to see bias. Anybody who's not going to give bias. I don't see it when I turn Premier League on. I see former Tottenham players setting about former Tottenham players and digging them out when it's needed and praising them when it's needed.
Like Roy Keane.
I want to see Roy Keane type characters, in boxing. People who are not bothered to say the bit, who are not going to kiss arse. Because Roy Keane, Man United captain, won it for years, won everything, played in World Cups. So nobody can question him, can they? But I want to see people that are prepared to, speak. I don't want to see Darren Barker arse licking. I don't want to see Joshua Boazzi saying that Derek Chisora's styles like smoking Joe Fraser, because they're both signed to 258, aren't they? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see MTK fighters and MTK pundits licking their arseholes and narrating a different story to what's happening in front of my fucking eyeballs. No, I don't want to see that shit.
Who would you have presenting if you could pick on top of your head?
I don't know, because I fucking hate a lot of them. I just don't like any of the fucking arse lickers. A lot of them. 90% bum licks. I don't know. I think that Frotchin's a bum licker, but I don't think he could be a presenter. He'd be a good anchorman on punditry. I think that Duke McKenzie comes over brilliant. I think Barry McGuigan comes over brilliant. And Natasha Jonas comes over good. I think Joe Gallagher comes over good. He don't mince his words. I'd like to see Joe given a role. Dress him up, let him have a shave. Joe Gallagher, let him have a shave, his hair gel back and get a suit on, and he can hold court with best of them. Joe, I'd like to see Bricktop have a go at it. See what he's got to say, but he'd be biased, wouldn't he? I don't want to see Bunsey. I like Bunsey, and I've been out with him several times as well. He's a nice bloke, but he's too biased for me now. I watch him, he's biased. I don't dig him out as much as I should, but he's biased. I don't want to see Johnny Nelson there, tongue licking. I don't want to see Adam Smith, aka Bean. I think Adam Move comes across all right, but everybody's got ulterior motives, haven't they? I don't want to see Davey Day, although I think he's a good pundit, but he's too biased. They're all got their own. They're all trying to work their own little thing. To be honest with you, one person who I think is half all right, but I don't fucking like it because he's a lying cunt. Dean White, or whatever his fucking name is, Shuck Knight, Luther Vandross, whatever you want to call him, Shuck White. I think he comes across all right. I think Spencer Fearon's breakdowns are very good. I don't fucking like the cunt. I think his breakdowns are good when he breaks down fight analysis. I thought Paul Smith were one at best, and he don't seem to do much with Eddie now, does he?
It's a tough gig because it's hard to get it right because it's that one wrong impression, isn't it? I mean, I wouldn't mind someone like I don't know, like a presenter, like someone who makes it interesting, like Chris Kamara or something on there. Yeah, he's got like a bit of liveliness about him. You know what I mean? You can make it funny now and again. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I just think it sometimes you need a bit of laughter in it. You know, then when you got people like, you know, when you got Tony Bellew, he goes says that David Avanesian gets rinsed or he gets wiped out by Conor Benn all day long. You have Andy Lee next to him going, I don't know about that. You know, and you can tell he was a company man, more of a company man, can't you? I know they both are, but Tony Bellew, when he turns around and says stuff like that, yeah, Conor Benn, beats David Avanesian easy. All right, fucking hell, Tony, I don't think so, mate.
It'd be a massive underdog in that fight. Conor Benn would be an underdog. He'd be an underdog in that fight. But
it was just
go on, what?
Yeah, but David Avanesian won it.
The fucking what? What are you sounding like, fucking Derek Chisora, Mark?
I'm not. Conor Benn will avoid David Avanesian. Fuck off. Don't confuse
Benny
me.
From Crossroads.
Oh, you know. Love it, don't you? Christ. Yeah. Wow.
I saw a picture of Dennis.
Well, is it?
Somebody sent me a picture of Dennis this morning. He's got a big old double chin on him and he's trying to grow his hair back. He's got about 5 strands of hair on his head. Dennis, fucking shave it off. I told you so years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
Training again, mate.
What's hospital? Is there any ops coming up, or what's the crack with it?
You've got to have one of them things down there, you know, a camera. See if it's healed. Got me thing off today, haven't I? Plaster. I'm just letting some hair get to it. Oh, I'll put it on when I go to bed at night. There's only a little tiny out of the 3 holes now. There's just a tiny one that just needs to heal. 4 weeks. In another 4 weeks, having camera down, I've got to go basketball. And they'll either say, yeah, you've got to have another op, or yeah, it's healed okay. You can't go to gym while April, blah, blah, blah. They'll say all that, and I'll just go, yeah, whatever, and I'll just train light. I just want to get going now and it's a new year coming. I'm usually driven in a new year. Got a bit about myself, and I like to set goals. Every goal I set last year, I hit every goal. And I'm happy. Consistency is the key.
Yeah.
What did you think to Jack Cullen?
Jack Cullen. that was an interesting fight. He just got caught really bad, didn't he? In the end,
Yeah.
it was set about, but they were like saying, "Well, what was it? A last-minute replacement? Was it a last-minute jobby or what?"
Yeah, the guy who fought Cullen, were a banger brought in at last minute. Why would you bring a banger in at last minute? Well, we wanted to get Cullen some money for Christmas for his family. Well, why don't you put him in with a dummy? Hey, put him in with a banger, and his life's ruined now, isn't it? He's in bits. So,
but that guy was looking at it for all night. He was hooking. It was just on him all night, on him all fight. Didn't let go of him.
What do you think to Eddie Hearn coming out saying that he's going to put Chisora in with Wilder, and that if it was by 4 rounds, Wilder loses to Chisora? What do you think to that yesterday?
It's just fucking nonsense. Although I do half want to see it. It's like, is it, for some reason I half want to see it, but Eddie is ridiculous saying he'll beat Wilder. Yeah, he will never beat Wilder. Wilder, you just seen how open he was against Parker. All it takes, one to the chin, and Derek will be gone. And it could be his life ruined, because he needs to pack it in now. He needs to pack it in. But what does he need to fight for now? Yeah, he's not going to get a world title shot. He's never going to get up to that level. He's done all that, right? He's not even a gatekeeper now. You watch, Dylan White will become the gatekeeper after he loses to Fury. If he fights Fury, he'll start becoming the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
You watch it, and they'd be the blocker for everyone. You know what I mean? For the next best thing he got, like, you know, because it'll be, you will find Johnny Fisher will come to the front or something. You know what I mean? He plays it. It's like a game of chess with Eddie, isn't it? You know, AJ's cart is going, so he'll have the rematch with Usyk. He'll lose that. He'll have 2 or 3 fights in him, and that milk float's gone. Conor Benn to be full front. He'll fight Broner, beating him because of his weight Joshua. You know what I mean? He knows what he's doing, Eddie. He's trying to bluster it up. And he's trying to panic bloody Campbell Hatton along further, but he knows he's fucked up with that due to his last fight when it was actually a loss for him, you know. So, and by the time all that happens, Johnny Fisher would be up to near a British level. He'd be trying to beg Dylan, oh, can I have Fabio Wardley here? You know what I mean? Can I have him for maybe a European fight? You know what I mean? He'd be begging Dillian for that. And Dillian, I give him his due. He's doing a shitter version of Joshua, but he's got a stable of his own, and he's been quite clever with what he's doing in the background. So, you know, he's got Babich, he's got bloody Fabio Wardley. So, you know what I mean? Eddie's going to have to be careful what he does, but Conor's going to be his next little best thing, isn't it?
Right, are you finished now, Max?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because you went on then for fucking boring fucking bollocks off me, Max. Well, that wasn't even question. The question where are you going out tonight, Max? You just chatted a load of shit. Right, Johnny Fisher sells loads of tickets, doesn't it? They're not going to put him near anybody with a fucking pulse for another 2 years. He's 5 years off a British title fight, so forget that. Forget that. The guy's fucking reminds me of Elmer Fudd. He'll never win a British title while he's got a hole in his arse. He sold loads of tickets, but he's not going to win a British title. All right? Right, you heard it from me. But I wish him well. But the guy's fucking Elmer Fudd. His trainer's a good trainer, though, but even he won't be able to do that with him. But we're going to see, aren't we? But I don't want to see any more PR stunts from Macho with Johnny Fisher and his fucking old man sat there with a fucking egg full young and Peking duck, trying to wolf it down in prawn crackers. I don't want to see that, mate. Johnny Fisher's never going to win a world title or a British one. He's got an hole in his fucking jab. Do you know why? Because he's already fucking showing signs that he thinks it's a fucking jolly up. Professional athlete's supposed to be, isn't he? Yeah, wow. I wish him well, but dads, when they're getting too involved with the sons and all that, they fuck it up for them, don't they? How many dads have had the sons box, trained them and been advised them, whatever, have done well? How many can you say? Mayweather,
Tyson Fury.
Tyson. No, John Fury's never trained Tyson, never, or managed him, never. He's hanging around now, mate, for crumbs. Look, he's never trained Tyson, so forget him. Joe Calzaghe,
Huey
Fury and Peter, Joe Calzaghe and Enzo, Len and Richie Woodall. How many more would you see? Kenny Porter and Sean Porter. Yeah. Floyd Mayweather Senior, Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Warrington. There's
many that have done the business, is there?
Yeah. Josh Warrington.
And his dad, Mick Whale, and Josh were British, but he ain't go above British. Mick Whale and Josh.
But it's a handful, isn't it?
Yeah, you probably there's probably 10 in there, but the rest of them, there's 10 there, but there's thousands that aren't there now. Because his dad's getting involved. You need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. Everybody's a fucking expert. You know what I mean?
But you're not getting in there, getting damaged.
Johnny Fisher does loads of tickets. He's not going to be fighting anybody who can fight for a long time. So get used to him being pumped out at 7 o'clock or maybe 7:30 on shows. But he's not going to be fighting anybody who's any good soon. He might fight Dave Allen in about 4 years, something. When Dave's talking like really about even worse. What did you think to beat then?
What do you reckon?
Beat
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it yet. No. So it's on my list. Been busy. I'm not like you. Got a life of luxury, lots of time on your hands. I'm a busy bee.
Fucking time on me, man. I've been up since 6, man. Look, I'm still at it now. With you at what? 20 to 6. So that's it with you at 20.
Yeah, 26, yeah.
Yeah, it's 20 to 6.
On my to-do list tonight, that. I want to watch that tonight.
What? Peter Beaven, Brown.
Yeah.
Good fight.
Yeah, I want to watch that tonight.
Good fight. How's your gym running at the moment? All right.
Yeah, it's all right now. Looking on CCTV, but it's just winding down for Christmas. People out fucking Christmas shopping and all that shit. It starts winding down now.
Yeah.
Well, it's lockdown. Yeah, we're just in 2 minds what to do at the minute because I want to run and fucking keep it open.
What's furlough situation
like
Max? What's furlough situation like for shut down?
So my accountant says it's at 50%. So what do you do with that?
So if factory gets shut down, so Kev will get 50% then, won't he?
Yeah. Or I think it depends on your business size as well. I think because obviously Kev is large business, they might do it at 70%. So it's depending on your size as well. I think I read by that Rudy Sunak guy, or whatever his name is. So, but if you're bringing in furlough, it's going to be more than 2 weeks, isn't it? Surely they've got intentions to do it for a month and a half or 2 months now. Surely, because otherwise, why would they bring furlough in?
Yeah. They won't just pay you fucking 2 months' money, and then say you can, and then you say you're not all right for the week. But this one's worse than last one, isn't it? The same.
You just don't know what to believe. Just do it. I mean, I've got my boost tonight against my better judgment. I'm in the boxing game and I want to box. You cannot have it. You have to have it because that's what they're asking for now. Oh yeah, if you box, you know what I mean. Especially if I lucky to land a fight and during lockdown or something, they say, oh yeah, have you got your double vaccination? They're the requirements now. And that's what the government bodies will force on.
Jabs have you had, Mark?
I've both of them.
So this is the third one you're going for. Yeah. I ain't had my third yet. I don't have it. I don't fucking trust them.
I've known so many people who are ill. Like 2 of my instructors here, had been on. They were ill for 48 hours, really bad, as in wiped out. Had to cover here, get all sorts of cover here. It's causing all sorts of fucking problems. This third boost.
Do you mean like
this third chapter, whatever?
Mark, she's fucking chuntering on shit again. I can't hear you. Is there something wrong with your fucking speech?
No.
Steady on, Mr. Modo. Steady on. Mark, you sound like fucking Quasimodo. Quas, you know your fucking mate who's been ill 48 hours. Was that his third jab?
Yeah.
See, I'm not having my cunt now. But then again, I need it to get to Turkey, to get these fuckers finished and that other app I'm having. So.
And these are people that, I mean, Gav, he does spinning all the time. He does a lot of the classes here. And, the other one's Kerry. She does a lot of classes. So they're not exactly like unfit people. Eat well, You know what I'm saying? So, it just shows, doesn't it? So.
Yeah. When you're training at Christmas.
Makes you wonder.
When you're training at Christmas again, Matt?
5th of January.
5th of January?
5th of January. Right there.
5th of January.
Nicky's up and running now, isn't he? He's walking all right now.
Well, Dave Caldwell will be gutted now then if Nicky's out and about. What do you think to Caldwell's performance?
Mr. Caldwell.
What do you think to Caldwell's performance at night?
What, in his corner? Delboy's corner?
No, fucking my corner. What do you think? Fucking Benny from Crossroads.
I just felt bloody Delboy had no game plan. I just felt there was nothing. They just stuck him in there for fuck all. They didn't really analyse what Parker was going to do, And equally saying that, I know we said in text, I said, Andy Lee has done something with Parker, and you absolutely rinsed me for it. But it's coming reasonably heavier, or was it a couple of pound heavier? Then sort of lighter than Chisora, Delboy. And, it was just thinking that Delboy was going to rag him about. And I think that was, but Parker was picking his shots, but he was there to be picked. So especially when he's going in the corner, doing that defence. Every time he gets the count, he goes in the corner waiting for him. I don't know, why was he doing that? I know it worked the first time, but it didn't work the next 5 times he did it.
Yeah. Parker, he normally thinks he's out, doesn't he? But Chisora were that bad. He made Parker
look good.
Look like Ron Lyle.
So I mean, you can't. Yeah. I mean, I bigged Andy Lee up slightly in text here. But looking back now, it was just more that Delboy was worse than he usually was, and Parker knew what was coming and was a bit more prepared. He wasn't prepared for him last time. He was more prepared. So, and maybe he's had better sparring with, obviously, being with Tyson. He's blatantly sparred with Tyson, isn't he? So he was a bit more prepared. So, it's a bit of a double-edged sword there, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, isn't it? What do you think to Eddie? What do you think to Eddie Earn wanting Wilder and Chisora? Do you think he cares for fighters?
Why? It comes back to the same as Dave Hallen. You put in Delboy in a critical decision. If I was one of Delboy's family, I'd be like, why do you need to keep going? You've made your money. He must be quite wealthy, old Del. He must be wealthy. So why keep going. And let's say Dave Allen. Dave Allen, if that fight was going to make money with him and Alan Babich, right, he's going to stick him in there. Oh, yeah, I care for what Dave Allen, I have a duty of care. No, you fucking don't. You'll soon stick him in there if there's a buck to be made, Eddie. So, don't know why he bullshits. Why does he lie?
Yeah, exciting times ahead. This is why we love this sport so much, Johnny. Okie dokie then, Matt.
Yeah,
Let's get off. She's boring me, Matt.
Right, you take
boring cunt, Max.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for that, mate. Thank you for that. And, well, love you too.
I'll see you over Christmas, Max.
I'm hoping so.
Are you going to pop and see me?
Yeah, I was going to pop and see you. And I like siding with your missus when you give me shit and that, and she gives you it back. I like siding with her. You know what I mean? That's the only time you get a little bit rinsed, only a tiny bit.
All right. Right. Well, listen. We'll get off.
Yeah.
And I'll see you when I see you.
All right, mate. Well, just keep in touch and just text me, mate.
All right. Well, listen. When you're at Christmas, 5th.
5th, yeah. Yeah.
What are you going to do over Christmas? Are you going to watch your weight?
I've got to, really, because I've got a fight on 29th, so I've got to. You know, I'm still sparring. I'm sparring at bloody on Thursday at Curtis Wood's house's gym.
Yeah, you're all right, Kurt.
Yeah, so he's got this 18-year-old heavyweight. He's quite good, up and coming. And he says he just wants Simon's going to lay on him a little bit and just put him under pressure because he just wants to see where he's at. So, yeah, he hasn't chucked him in many. I think he's had one bout, this kid, and he's good. Kurt reckons he's half decent and he's got a lot of potential. So he's asked me to go over there and give him a load of rounds. So, yeah.
Go on then, lad. All right, then. Well, listen, you take care, Max. Keep in touch.
Yeah.
See you, mate.
All right, mate. You too, mate. Take care.
Right, here's a question. Now we've got rid of Benny from Crossroads. We've got 5 of these. First 5 people will get it right. How many people has Carl Froch got wins over who won a world, who went on to win a world title and a Ring Magazine belt? How many wins has he got over the people that have held a Ring Magazine belt and a world title? And who was it as well? Who was the guy? All right. First 5 get a Porky Cherry. PorkyCorner@mail.com. All right. And peace out.